Welcome to episode 29 of Monster Madness 2024, and we are finally here. We have 4 monsters left, and let's get right into this. In today's matchup, we have Shimo vs MechaGodzilla. Now, I know I said in the previous episode that Shimo vs King Ghidorah was maybe the best matchup yet. I think this tops it. It's really close. These are some of the most powerful Monsterverse Titans ever. And it's 2 monsters they were able to throw around the Godzilla that we know and love in the Monsterverse. So this sets up for an amazing Final Four matchup. I think this could be the championship round. But let's first start out with the size of these monsters. Shimo is standing at 531 feet tall, while MechaGodzilla is standing at 450 feet tall. Shimo does have a significant size advantage, even though both these monsters are very massive. Now, I'm going to break this down a little bit differently than the other matchups. I'm going to kind of just break down, generally speaking, who I think will win, who has the advantages in which spots, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on who I think will win, just generally speaking. So first, let's start out with the main weapons of these 2 monsters. Shimo is the Frostbite Blast, which is a weapon that I've said basically anything it hits, it kills. I do think that's true for basically every monster except for MechaGodzilla. I think it's kind of an exception. We saw Kong able to hold off Shimo a lot with the Gauntlet, which is this similar weaponry that MechaGodzilla has, is the Apex technology. And I do think that is a big factor and is a point I will bring up later, and I think gives MechaGodzilla a big edge in this fight. Now, MechaGodzilla's main weapon is the Proton Cannon. Is the best weapon that he possesses, is very powerful, is able to be used very fast, and is a long-range weapon, along with so many other weapons that MechaGodzilla has, but that's his main one. So if these 2 were to charge at each other up close, there's no doubt Shimo's heavier and bigger. If they both tried to just ram each other and just run straight at each other, Shimo's winning that for sure. It's going to push MechaGodzilla around easily. There's no doubt the way he was pushing Godzilla, Shimo would win in just a head-on collision for sure, but I think MechaGodzilla is not going to do that. MechaGodzilla is going to be firing the rockets everywhere. It's going to use the Proton Cannon. It's going to be firing right at Shimo, and then at that point, Shimo will probably try to charge the Frostbite Blast. Will she be able to get it off? I'm not sure. But if they both try to fire it at the same time, I think MechaGodzilla is quicker. And the other factor is because Kong was able to hold off Shimo's Frostbite Blast before, I really do think that gives MechaGodzilla some kind of advantage. If the Frostbite Blast hits MechaGodzilla, it's not going to inflict pain because it's just a robot. I know it's connected to Ghidorah in some way, so maybe it would feel some kind of pain, but ultimately I think if it hits the arm of MechaGodzilla, it's not going to stop the robot at all. It's not going to inflict any pain to where the robot's worried. It's just MechaGodzilla. It's a mech, so it's going to keep moving. If anything, it has some kind of gadgets, some kind of system that prevents it from even getting frozen. Could probably melt it right off. In my opinion, if it freezes the head, I think the whole robot will still function and find a way to get around it. Has so many rockets firing around it, it could probably just overheat and melt the ice off. This is just my thought. But because of the way Kong was able to fight him off with that gauntlet, it's the same Apex technology, so I've got to think that it has some kind of advantage there. But ultimately, Shimo up close would definitely be pushing around MechaGodzilla. But yeah, this would be an insane matchup. I do think MechaGodzilla has some kind of edge with the ability to avoid the Frostbite Blast. I think he has better weaponry. He's quicker. Shimo is bigger and has that deadly weapon, but I don't think it'll be as effective against MechaGodzilla in this battle. So overall, I think the weaponry definitely goes to MechaGodzilla. I think MechaGodzilla would get this win. Is probably the best equipped monster to take down Shimo, in my opinion, and obviously it's not my decision. You guys can vote in the poll to find out who wins, but ultimately, I do think MechaGodzilla would win in this matchup and move on to the championship round. But make sure you let me know down below who you think will win in this matchup. Do you think MechaGodzilla will win? It looks like a lot of people think Shimo is probably going to advance, but it's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm wrong? And if you want to watch the previous episode, you can click right here on the left. If you want to watch the whole playlist, you can click right here on the right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.